Hey everybody, this is Michael Mann from Michael Mann Security Services, and this is a podcast dedicated to helping you protect the people and things you love most. And remember, it's about prevention, not response.
All right, picture this. You're in your house. The lights are off. You're laying in bed. You're cozy. You've got your big bowl of, I don't know, Fruity Pebbles. I don't know. What do you eat for cereal, Mike?
Cocoa Pebbles.
All right, you got Cocoa Pebbles. Oh, that's a good one. All right, I was probably going to do Cocoa Pebbles too. So we both got Cocoa Pebbles in our separate houses.
Or even better, the Oreo cookie cereal. Have you had?
No, I'm going to stay with the first one. But go ahead. You can each his own here.
Okay. Right.
You're sitting in bed. The lights are off. Maybe you had the TV on for a bit and you're eating your Cocoa Pebbles / Oreo cereal. And then you hear, and you're like, well, wait a minute. Something's not right here. And in the back of your mind, you're going, somebody's in my house. So a couple things are going to run through your mind. First, what do I do?
Yep.
Second, if you got kids, you're going to be going, all right, where's my family?
Yep.
Another thing that might be running through your mind is, should we get out of here or should we attack, right? Things
Yep.
like that. So you got all these random things floating through your mind, okay? What we want to do in this episode is we want to talk about what you can do before somebody comes into your house, what you want to do if somebody comes into your house, and then what you want to do after somebody has entered your house, all right? So let's start with the before scenario.
Yes.
This is before you're ever in bed. This is before you ever had your Cocoa Pebbles. What can you do to secure your house?
Yes, so it's all about prevention, not response, right? So the first thing, any physical protection system, your family's physical protection system, the very first thing is we want to have things that are set up to deter or tell the bad guy or the burglar, hey, you don't want to break in here. This is not the home that you want to break into.
Find somebody else.
Yeah, go next door, go to across the street to the neighbor you don't like.
Put up a sign that says, get this guy.
Exactly.
We're
Not
having a
this
dispute
one.
over
Yeah,
yard stuff anyway.
Exactly. Not this guy, the guy across the street, right? So here's what we do. We put things that are very visible. Maybe that is a yard sign that says that you have an alarm system. Maybe it's extra lights that both detect the problem because of the lighting and obviously deter the bad guy, because when the bad guy decides to come up and try to break into your house, those lights are there, and that's going to illuminate what's happening.
A starving wolf.
Yeah, exactly. So alarm systems, signs, lights, and this is very, very basic stuff. So those are things that could possibly deter, tell them to go somewhere else. And number two, detect that person as they're trying to get into the home. So the alarm goes off, it enunciates, you hear it, you have some time to make a decision.
Should lights always be on, or should they be off and motion sensor detecting?
Yeah, it's up to you, but yeah, your neighbors are going to appreciate it at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's probably a motion sensor. So when they step up, the light comes on. Now, I would say that if your neighbors don't mind it, leaving lights on, especially brighter lights facing away from the inside of your house and out toward your yard or out toward your driveway, could automatically deter that person to look somewhere else immediately before they even get out of the car.
And there are random, logistics to consider about that. If you leave the light on all the time, you've got a bigger light bill for that specific light.
Yes.
Motion detectors will cut down the electric bill, but then you don't necessarily have the always-on deterrence just when they walk up.
Yep.
All right, so we talked about lights, things like that. What about, locks? Are there any special sort of locks that you should consider?
Yep. So when we start looking at, if you look at your lock, when you kind of twist the knob over and you've got the deadbolt that goes inside the frame of the door itself, what I do, I want that mechanism or that latch to go in an inch or more. And so the larger that latch, the harder it's going to be. So if you think about the door itself, the deeper that latch can go inside of that frame, the harder it's going to be to get into that door. Yep. And this is really, really basic stuff. So I want that throw or that latch inside to be as long as possible.
Keep that door secure.
Yep.
Anything else before the intruder gets in?
No, locks. Just when we talk about windows, when we start talking about locking mechanism on windows, they're especially today with newer houses. So let's say 15 years, maybe even 20 years or newer. They're going to have plastic locks and latches on the windows. It's going to be a lot better if you've got some sort of metal or steel latch
just
or locking
stronger
mechanism.
Material.
Yep, stronger material, harder to get into.
Yeah.
So that's something else that you can consider if somebody's trying to get in or someone's trying to manipulate their way inside. So locking mechanisms that are metal and not plastic.
Put bars up on all your windows.
Yeah, yes.
If you need any real good tips, ask Kevin from Home Alone.
There you go.
He can tell you how to rig a paint can to come down when the door opens.
Yep. And these are things you can do by yourself that don't cost a lot of money. If you've got windows now that have plastic locking devices, you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever, and you can buy metal locks that can help that will secure the windows even better.
All right, let's say now let's change scenarios.
Yep.
You've done what you could do on your regular days. You try to secure your house, but let's say somebody's going to break in anyway.
Yeah.
Right now you're laying in bed with your Cocoa Pebbles, and the door does come open.
Yep.
You forgot to secure it, or they kicked it in somehow. They got in. Right.
Yep.
Take us from there.
Yep. So have a plan first. Don't wait until someone gets in. Have a plan. So if you're single or if it's just you and the wife, the first thing when you hear the door being kicked in or open, you should have a secure place to go to. And what that means is I can get up very, very quickly. I can move to a location that I can shut, I can lock, and call 911. So don't try to be the hero. Don't go downstairs with the shotgun. If you can help it. So if you're by yourself, there's no little kiddos to worry about. Find a place that you and the wife or whoever can go into.
Don't be a hero.
Don't be a hero. You can secure yourself and call 911 and let the highly paid professionals come in and deal with it.
All right. So what if you do have people, like say you're a parent with little kids?
Yep. Have a plan before. So that's why we want alarm systems. That's why it's nice to have them. Have lights so you have detection early. So if you have no early detection, or even if you do, when you get that, and if the detection is just the door being kicked in or opened, what do you need to do? So if that means I've got to move, which means change my position or location, what does that mean? How long is it going to take me to get down the hall, get the kids? Are you going to go down there and barricade yourself in their room? Probably a suggestion. So can I quickly, without a problem, get to them and barricade or lock myself in there or in their room? And that's probably what I would do. Lock myself in, get to them safely, secure them, make sure the door's secure, call 911, let the professionals come in and deal with it.
Let's say your house is bigger, your kids are spread out and run the house, and God forbid you have to make a choice which kid's room to go to or what. And so your choice is, no, I'm going to engage this person to protect my family because they're so scattered.
Yep.
Any suggestions on that engagement at night?
Yeah, first thing, as soon as I can, call the police, let them know what's happening.
Yeah.
The second thing is, before you decide to engage anyone, you need to identify what the problem is. Is it really a problem?
Yeah.
My kids are
Is it an aunt who came in and you didn't realize it in the middle of the night from out of town?
Yeah. I've got my kids. My oldest son is in college. He's 20 years old. He's here in college locally. He comes home late at night, right? So we don't want to make a mistake.
You can't be antsy.
Yeah. So we need to, is it a threat or is it a family member? So the first thing, if you decide to go down and engage, if you believe it's a problem, first notify someone else, the professionals. Yes. Two, determine that person or that noise is a threat before we do anything else.
Yes. Don't act rash.
Yes. So determine it's a threat and identify that threat first.
Yeah. All right. After. Now we're in the post. Somebody's broke in. It's been taken care of. Maybe the cops have showed up, or it was a case of mistaken identity. Yep. Any of that sort of stuff. Now what do? Are there phone calls you need to make? Are there people you need to let know what happened?
Yeah. So if you have used force, the police are on the way or they've shown up. Now we talked about this on another podcast. When you use force, what does that mean? There's going to be some legal issues that you're going to have to worry about. So,
AKA paperwork.
There you go, paperwork and some things you're going to say or not say. And so if I have used force in my home, or very specifically deadly force, probably need to make a phone call to an attorney. Mm-hmm. Prepaid legal services are a really good thing to have, and they're pretty inexpensive. You can type online
just kind of keep them on retainer.
Yeah, you keep them on retainer. You pay a fee for that every year, and there's someone local that you can call, and you can tell the police, look, I want to cooperate as much as I can, but I've got a phone call to make first.
Let's say you haven't used any force, though. Let's say something happened, and there was an intruder, but there was no force, and they came in, got what they wanted, and left.
Yep.
Are there any phone calls you need to make? Insurance companies, you need to call them.
Yeah.
Any stuff like that.
Yeah. First thing's the police. Let them know what has happened. And then, yes, if it's just a property crime, they ran away with property. Number one, identify what property they've taken. Get the police there first. Make sure your family's okay first.
Of course.
Check on them. Make sure they're okay. But, yeah, look, property's been taken. That's all it was. inventory what you had in your house, identify what's been taken, and yes, you can call the insurance company the next morning to let them know what has happened.
They stole all the pink flamingos out of your
They
yard.
they stole the pink flamingos, and they stole all the Oreo cookie cereal out of the
That might
cabinet.
not be a bad thing, though.
Man,
Some things deserve to be stolen,
Come
Mike.
on, yeah. And they're going to want a complaint number. They're going to want the police report number. So you're going to have
Yes.
that first.
Okay. That's all good information.
It's really good basic stuff.
Keep the home safe. All right, that's michaelmannsecurityservices.com. This is the podcast. You could learn more on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. We'll see you in the next episode.